Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Live from the Austrian Alps. The Rebbeinu Shalom's Alps. Not the Austrian Alps. It's beautiful, should be beautiful. Today, we're Zoicha to go to the Stubenfall. Highly recommend it to anybody that's here in Austria. Probably the number one attraction. I think 700 steps down for those that listen. For Shamshi Shlafrak who doesn't listen, 1,400 steps. 700 up, 700 down. The way you do it is you go with two cars. It's a little complicated for people to figure out. Two cars go all the way up to the top of the mountain and drop everybody off. Two cars go all the way down. You leave one down, and then you take the driver of the car that parked, you take him all the way up, and you park the car up. So now I have one car up and one car down, and all the people are up. Then they walk down 700 steps. While they're walking down the 700 steps, they bump into a guy that walked up with his 13-year-old son, Nebuch, all 700 steps, and now he's walking down all 700 because he only had one car. After he was told, okay, whatever, I'm not going to get into it. How come Taki did it? You just didn't have patience?
It was amazing. I would do it again.
Up and down?
Yeah, my time's not as valuable as yours.
Why didn't you just do it down twice? Why up and down?
I don't have as many friends as you.
Everybody's going from the hotel, whatever. Fine. Let me show you Stubenfall. Stubenfall is a very, very long waterfall and very, very powerful. And during the entire fall, they have like different, you take down the stairs and there's a nice suspended bridge. And they have a few, like 4 or 5 places where you could actually like be in the fall. And at one point, you could actually stand in front of it and you get it's very powerful, like windy and mist hit you. Here it is. That might have been the better of the. It's in the Alps. It's more good. Yeah. As you can see, it was cloudy, so it was a cooler day, but it didn't rain. It rained over here in Saint Anton. It rained for 2 hours. And people here, Yisrael Vayel told me he rented a bike, these electric bikes, him and his wife, and they got stuck in a 2-hour torrential rain. And they fell, and it was very... He said he had a good time, though. So, Chesed Hashem, we were saved from the rain. Doyle wants to wish 2 of the people that went on the Moroccan trip. Meyer Fischel had a grandson, and Yogi Lishinsky had a granddaughter. And the shidduch and the engagement is going to be announced. Bekarov spotted on the New York City subway. Moirdik in the Welt, people spending their time doing the right thing. This is, I guess I could show this later. It has to do with the shir, no? Yeah. What's this? This is Yossi Klein. I just went back to my room and I saw my whole mishpach was watching this. Well, not this. They were watching something.
Very unique place.
That was not me. Somebody thought it was me. No. He made he made an episode out of it?
Yeah, full episode.
For his people. Okay, so we're going to go straight into the sponsors, if I can move them around a little bit. Okay. The official edition of the Shas, the Masechet sponsored by Zevin Yal Sholov, Perek by Ilan and Mary Davidovici. This was Shaya Ben Aaron and Yocheved Chava Itel Bas Avrom. Daf Samach Beis by David and Nancy Hess in honor of all my children and grandchildren, wishing them bracha, tzlacha, parnasa, and good health throughout their lives. The Masechta sponsored by David Solomon, dedicated in memory of Avi Mori Reb Shmuel Baruch Ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Dov Zichron Bracha. This year, Mark, could you take out the word cheer sponsors from here, please? Here, cheer sponsors, the first words, not important. Here, not important. The Masechta is sponsored by the Palachik Family Foundation in honor of MDY Latin America and the warm hospitality. Ivama Simpre Adalante. Thank you to Chief Benny, Shmuel and Ahuva Schuster for the Kniyat Tzlacha and Nachas from our children. The Masechta sponsored anonymous for a complete refuah Shlema and Arich Yom Talei Basester. B'Yom and Daniel Rosenfeld Bridges for Simcha. Monthly sponsors. How come it doesn't say over here sheer sponsors? That's why. Take all the sheer sponsors out. Shalom Aleichem. Anonymous Linishmas Yonatanetim Ben Mordechai Zev HaKoyin Zichron Levracha. The Tzviz Linishmas Yonatanetim Ben Mordechai Zev HaKoyin Zichron Levracha. Ari Simon. The refuah Shlema Avi Mori Baruch Ben Miriam. The weekly sponsor Spanish year sponsors a big refuah Shlema to a close friend of Tali Herz Ben Chai Pesia. Anonymous Yitzchok, the daily sponsors. Yitzchok Ben Chaya for an immediate refuah Shlema Amen. By Mordechai Sapazing and the Sapazing family, the Zech Nishmas Avram Yishaya Ben Rabbi Yisrael Aryeh May the Shema Avid Aliyah. Our Bauman and Merev Yehudas Chava Bas Mordechai. Mr. David Nyberg for the merit of Reuven Elio Ben Devar for Shlema from our friends. And the MDY Art month, L'Refuah Shlema Mordechai Ben Esther, L'Refuah Hayel Daniel Zev Ben Ayelet Esther. Rabbi Isai, we're holding today's Daf Samach Beis, 3 words before Samach Beis Amud Aleph. Very easy daf. We're talking about birds today. Birds that we are actually very familiar with. And I had the schus of seeing some of them today. Omer Rav Nachman, Haya Baki Bohem Ubishmoisem. Comes Rav Nachman and says a chiddush. He says that if a person, that I don't know, what's pshat? That's not on me, that light. It's on that. Okay, whatever. You figure it out.
That's why it's not doing any trouble.
That's right. Let's see now. It's okay. It's not a big shadow. You're fine. Leave it like that. Good. He says a big chiddush. We learned yesterday that out of the tens of thousands of birds we have in the world, hundreds of thousands of birds, 10,000 species, only 24 birds are treif. 24. If a bird has one of the 4 simoni kashrus, he's kosher. What are the 4 simoni kashrus? Here they are. The etzba, they have extra etzba, zepek, doires, kurkavan. If I can find it, and it's not very far below, here's the 4, right over here. Geshmak did a phenomenal job on it. The zepek, you see that first pouch. The kurkavan niklaf is the second pouch. You can peel it off. I showed you the video yesterday. The etzba yisera has an extra finger in the back, and it's not a doiris. According to Rashi, yesterday means that it eats with its mouth versus with its hand. He doesn't put the food in like a human being. An eagle, an owl, they'll take the food and they put it in their mouth. Pigeon does not. So those are the 4 simon. If you have one out of the 4, kosher. So says Rav Nachman, there's only 2 birds in the whole Torah that have one psul, one kosher, 1 out of the 4, and that's a peres and ozniya. If you're familiar with them, and the second rule is you have to be familiar with their names, not only with them, but with their names. If you have a bird that has 1 siman, tahar. If you're not a professional in the peres and ozniya, the only person alive today that's a professional in peres and ozniya is Gershi Rose from Manchester. He's a Bucky. He said so himself. He said he knows what they are. He thinks he knows what they are. If you're not Gershi Rose, don't even mess around. Azoy Geitas. That's what the Gemara says over here. Like me, I don't claim to be a professional. Sham, she's certainly not a professional. How do I know? Because he walked up 1,400 steps today. So if you're not a professional, the only maybe what you're looking at is a paris and ozniya. So therefore, it would be tummy. However, if you see that it has 2 simoni kashrus out of the 4, automatically it's tar. Vushiyakir oirev. That's not as hard as a paris and ozniya. The oirev is the common raven that we have today, the black raven. A very intelligent bird, by the way. He might be, if not the most intelligent, from the top intelligent birds. There are different things that they show that he's capable of doing. If there's food on the bottom of a bottle, he's capable of filling up the bottle with water that it should float to the top, and then he'll eat it. Things like that. He's an intelligent bird. The people told me in Bet Shemesh that he started up with ravens, and the ravens attack them for a very long time. They'll come, they see him walking in the street, they'll pick him out from a crowd, and they'll just dive towards him and scare him. So don't start up with the raven. I call upon him. If you find a bird that has 2 simonim, let's say it has a zepek and a kurkavan niklef, and you know that it's not a raven. How do I know it's not a raven? Because it's this big and has a beak that goes like this, and it stands on one leg. It's not a raven. Maybe it's a flamingo. Maybe it's something else. I know it's not a raven, but it has 2 simonim, kosher. I don't have to worry about it. Ask the Gemara, v'sulai. What? There's no other bird that has 2 simonim. Oirev v'sulai, v'tanya. Oirev ze oirev. Leminoi. It's an interesting pasuk. Why does the pasuk say leminoi? Meaning, and its whole mishpacha, the whole clan. So when it says oirev, okay, it means a raven. Leminoi, what does leminoi mean? It says zarzir. Oh, zarzir is a sterling. And the Gemara understands that a sterling has 2 simonim, but they're different than the 2 simonim of a raven. Yet, the Gemara is going to say that it's the same family as the raven. They have what we call a zepek, which the raven does not have. If I said yesterday the raven has, mistake. So why do people eat it? So I'll tell you, I've come across it many times, even in this hotel. You ask somebody, why do you do X, Y, Z? You know, la'alach, you're not allowed to do it. So they tell you, we have a minig. This is a nar mishpacha. Say, but okay, but you know, the Shulchan Aruch says you shouldn't. I don't know. Minig of asani b'yadaini. Don't ask me questions. You know what you're talking about. Very stark about it. The whole city eats this bird, this sterling. Now, what is a sterling? Let me show you. Because sterlings are pretty cool. There are people that are familiar, let's say, with this one on the left. That's a typical sterling, I think. But there's one on the right. In fact, Mark Ashkenazi sent me a picture of that exact one on the right, and even the one on the left, I think. We had it on the safari. Let me see if I can find this picture. Here. This, I guess, he took from the MDY safari trip. It's very cool, this bird. It's not posh. The colors are phenomenal. And here it is. It's beautiful. The eye looks fake, no? I'll tell you, I have to tell you, when I was thinking about, like, when I was in Baba Kama, Baba Mtzia, those themselves, I'm thinking about, wow, the birds from Chullin, it stuck out. The birds, I did a lot of pictures then, birds, and to me it was like, wow, the color. I was able to grab shots from the internet and show the oil of these birds. I'm a bird guy. There's people that can't stand birds, but I guess maybe because it has to do with flying, and I'm always inspired from the flying. There's a joke, an interesting joke, that it's one of these jokes that half the people understand and they laugh, half the people don't understand, and you could explain it to them 4 or 5 times and then they'll chap. It's so, I'm going to say it anyway. A guy comes to the circus and he says, I'm very good at imitating birds. So the guy says, we're not interested. We have a lot of these people that imitate birds. No, I'm very good at it. No. So he goes to the window and he flies out the window. That's the end of the joke. What's the pshat in the joke? He imitates birds. He can fly. He thought that he meant to imitate, that he can make like no. He can imitate a bird. El Charata says, what? Why did you say you can fly? Okay, fine. But I'm into birds. And Mela, on the safari, they have these meshugana birds, like the eagles and the fish eagle and this eagle, that. Chashav birds, vultures, and all the killing birds. Okay. So says the Gemara, Omar Lohen. So they said, oh, Vahaloi, this is very important. I think seriously. Take this seriously. All these people in the city, they all eat sterlings. Why? Zefek, the Talmid Chacham, they said, listen, the Gemara says if you have one siman kosher, you could eat. Here, the sterling has one siman kosher, we're eating. So for this, you have the story with the Ger Rebbe. The Ger Rebbe heard somebody saying to somebody else, called him a gingy, a redhead. So the Admor from Gur said, whoa, what are you doing? You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to call a friend a name. You're not allowed to make fun of somebody. So he said, but everybody calls him a gingy. He says, Gehenim is large enough to it has room for everybody. Everybody's not an excuse. I'm serious. Everybody's not an excuse. I don't want to hear it anymore. Hey, but everybody does it. So what? Yeah, everybody in my class has a cell phone. Everybody. It's not an excuse. So that's why they threw in this video, Gingy's. So why do I call him Gingy? Because that's his name. He actually calls his barbershop. He used to call it Gingy. That he called himself that. Huh? No. It's not meant to be. Gingy. He's a great guy. Oh, what a trip, Rabbi.
Very unique place.
I forgot to show this. I did show it. I forgot to show it twice. Okay, let's keep it on that. Yossi Klein. What's Shaykhus? I don't know. It's a movie about. It's a movie about Yossi Klein. That's what it is. We'll leave it there. Hi, Yossi Klein. Zog the Gemara. Oh. So what if everybody eats it? They're gonna pay for their aveira. Davar acher. Another way to learn it is limineu. It says in the pasuk limineu lahavi snunis levana. So this is another fascinating bird called a swallow. Here it is, snus levana. Now you might not realize, but they're everywhere. They have them in Shemesh, they have them in New York, they have them here in the Alps. In fact, when I was learning this, I went outside. I just turned on my camera and I started videotaping. Is that how you say it? Videoing. And you can see in the video here, there they are. And I always thought that you cannot follow them more than 4 or 5 seconds. But today I think it was a little different. Maybe it's 4 or 5 seconds, and then they disappear. So what's fascinating about these birds, they could fly 500 to 700 kilometers straight without landing, because they eat while they fly. How do they eat while they fly? They catch insects in flight. And they also drink while they're flying. Because, now you can see I did this, not Yoshi. Oh, here it is. They drink raindrops or whatever. And I once read that some of these swallows could fly for 4 or 5 days straight without resting. They don't need to rest. Now here's also Geschmack Ma'od, how they make a nest. Different than all other birds. They build it almost like cement. And you know how you put rebar in cement? The metal pipes? They also do that. Check it out. They get mud from somewhere and they put the branches as reinforcement to the cement. Just build a perfect circle. It's very cool. You see it sometimes like in the ceiling or... You ever notice them in Bet Shemesh? You guys notice them? Now you'll notice them, Be'ez Hashem. It's a mitzvah to notice them. So this one has a white stomach. Pay attention. A white stomach is different. Okay. Geshmak. Okay, cool. So says the Gemara, Limineu, that when the Oirev, this is the mishpacha of the raven, this swallow. Limineu. Lavi Snunis Levana, the white one. Here, another story. The people from Galil, the upper Galil, they eat it. It has an easy gizzard to peel. So what if everybody eats it? So what if some people hold that once the minig already came in, so Mela, it's already the Rebbeinu Shalom is not going to punish on it, and it's already sometimes yes, sometimes not. It's not clear. Usually not. Okay, Eloirev says. So the question is, why are you telling me it's a one bird called the raven? Only the raven has two simbarim. We have other ones. Eloirev chol minoirev. This swallow or this sterling, either way you learn, is a type. It's the min of oirev. So it comes out very interesting that even though they're mishpacha, they have some things in common, like they have two kosher simanim, but they're different than kosher simanim. So you think, oh, it's the same mishpacha, they have the same genetic defect or whatever, the same build. No, they have different types of simanim. Zog the Gemara, Omar Meimar, Hilchasa, Oif haba b'siman echad tar. If you find a bird that has one siman, tar. V'hu d'loi daras. Just make sure that it doesn't lift its food up with its hand and eat. Over here, Rashi says a different pshat. Interesting. I brought it down yesterday that Rashi says different. Over here, he says it means, daras means he steps on his food while he eats. He doesn't hold the food. He doesn't bring the food with his hand to his mouth. Rather, you make sure the food doesn't run away. They talk about it. Why does Rashi say this here and different over there? Akopanim, what's the side? The halacha. If a bird has one kosher siman, like a person ozniya, it's kosher. As long as it's not a person ozniya. Oh, and it says v'udalei daris. And that's why they ask a question, what about the chickens today that they have the kosher simanim, but they daris? If that's true, I don't know. I didn't really check it. That's what they say. This was the Beis Medrash today, when the shir was given live at 9 o'clock in Eretz Yisrael. So a guy was watching the shir in Eretz Yisrael. He said that in Beitar there were more people, and he showed me a picture. There's a lot of people in Beitar in the live. Let's do this for a second. Say shalom aleichem to everybody. A lot of people are leaving at 4:30 in the morning. What's going on? And here's the chosh of a sign they put up here from Weber Tours. Welcome to the world's greatest Daf Yomi shir, Saint Anton, Austria. It is. To the world's greatest Daf Yomi shir. Oh, greatest. Largest, maybe. Oh, greatest. It is greatest.
No, it's not.
Hagudel. Is that Gimel missing a top?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Gimel Ostrich.
It's a chair. Very good. So anyway, if the other wants to come, I think, what's the price now? We said it's a cheaper price, but I thought it's a more expensive price. It's a great deal. The price went up.
It's like the tissues in Israel.
Great new deal. 75% of 100.
No, 1 for 10, 2 for 22.
1 for 10, 2 for 22. Awesome. It's a great chap. Great deal, Rabbi Isai. Seriously, I'm not joking. $1,000 for one individual for 3 days. The math is not bad. It was $580 for a couple for 2 days. Times 3 is 16 something. Over here, you get 2,000. What's the problem? 2 people, $2,000 instead of 17. It's a great deal. Putvich math. Okay, go speak to him. We're tired. None of us tired. None of us tired.
On a related note, you're looking for a new host for next year.
No, it's a great place. I actually like it. I enjoy it. I have a great room, great matzav. There's no air conditioning in all the Alps don't have air conditioning. And I went to some great places this year, unbelievable. And the island was great. Shabbos was phenomenal. You were here Shabbos. Wasn't it a good matzav? But you didn't even come sing with us, but it was good. It was a geschmack.
We had quite a bit of singing.
Yeah, quite a bit of singing. It was good. It was very nice. The weather broke. Baruch Hashem was in the 90s last week. Now it's like geschmack of weather, 65, 70. It's great. Okay, Zok the Gemara. Wow. You see how tiring it is? Benny, you went with me, all the steps, this, that, Shamshi, you know? And to give a shear, 2 shiurim, it's challenging with geschmack. Omar Rav, are we holding there? Oh, only Rashi Meimar. But what we're going to do with the original halach that we learned today, the first words that we learned today, the Rav Nachman says, provided that you could know, and your mumcha, what a paris and ozni is, and you understand their names, then one siman is okay. Otherwise, it's not okay, he says. If you don't know what and we all don't know what a paris and ozni is, so one siman kosher won't be okay. What do you do with the Rav Nachman? So he says, like we had a few times already, and just recently we had the same lashon. Amarle lo shmieli, I didn't hear about it. Kaloimar, what does it really mean? I didn't hear it. Of course you heard it. Lo severely, I don't care about it. Why? Mayiko, what's your concern? Mishum Paris Vaznia, you worry that when you eat this flamingo, it might be a Paris Vaznia. Let's not be sure. You don't have them in where you live. They hang out in other places. They hang out in the jungle. They hang out in South Africa. They don't hang out here. Like, so what's it called? Nachal Chula? What is it called? Agmon Achula? Millions and millions of migratory birds come there every year. I was never there. I wanted to go many times. Avi Kamiansky goes. There's like, you can just go. There's tens of thousands of storks and all sorts of. They come from Africa. They land in Eretz Yisrael and they stay. But it's in certain places. They don't just hang out all over Eretz Yisrael. They go to a certain place. Less than we they don't hang out where people live. Omer Rav Yehuda, Oifa Mesaret. This bird that scratches kosher l'taharas mitzayra. So interesting. Here's a question that I think a lot of people won't realize. Look, I'm not paskening anything. Oh, interesting. I should watch that. But this bird right over here that we're very familiar with, what is it called in English? A sparrow? It's called a dror in Hebrew. They have it in every single city in the world, basically. It's a very, very fast bird. And as a matter of fact, the day I left to Austria, there was a tiny, tiny one on my steps going into the building. And I tried to scare it. It wouldn't run away. I guess it was just born or hatched. And when I went really close, they just flew off. But they're very, very fast. And they're called dror because they can live in a house and you can't catch it. They feel comfortable in people's homes because they're so small. They'll outrun you. They'll outfly you. And you'll never catch them. So Akopanim, is this bird kosher or not? Question: is this bird kosher? L'chayra, it's not one of the 24, but l'chayra say it's treif. No, they say it's kosher actually, and this is one of the birds they claim that they use for the mitzayra. So now that's what we're talking. It's called oifa misaret. So what is it? Zui snunis levana. This is the swallow that we're talking about before that could fly for days. Just catching insects in midair. When you see them flying like crazy directions, then you know that they're probably hunting for food. And this is the white stomached one. They're all black, but they have different color stomachs. Rabbi Eliezer says it's treif. Chacham says it's kosher. Let's see a white stomached sparrow. Here we go. Oh, that's the white one. That everybody agrees is good for a matzayra. You're allowed to eat it as well because for the matzayra you need a kosher bird. Keep pligi. So what's the machlokes? But the roik kresa. So I found this one, a yellow stomached one, could be yaroik. It even has mud in its mouth, trying to build a nest maybe. Here's another beautiful picture of it in flight. Really cool. They're amazing birds, but we don't have a chance. You can't even see them. They fly so fast by you, and they make these. What? Yeah, these are real. Yeah, this is not AI. This I put in. Does it look familiar? No. It's hard to. You don't even know they exist because they fly so fast. Keep looking at the Ruga Kreisa. Rebbe says Osar Rabbanon Sharu. Again, Rebbe says it's not good for the Mitzayra. Oh, I should show you what a Mitzayra does. So let's real quickly. A Mitzayra is somebody that has tsaras and he goes through a very long process to become tar. And let's start from over here. Forget the other part. So part of the process, you take two of these birds. Now they were saying it's the swallow. It could be also the sparrow. One you shecht and you put the blood into the water, which you're gonna sprinkle the mitzvah with. The other one you let loose. You tie him to the whole thing. Cut his hair off, eyebrows, everything. Do tnufa with the. You put the blood. You put the oil on his right and left, right thumb, right large toe. You sprinkle, and the rest you put in his ear. And the rest you put on his head. Givaldik. So, Rebbe says that a yellow or a green, call it whatever you want, is asur to use and to eat. Rabban Sharu, they say you're allowed to use it from Mitzvah, you're allowed to eat. V'ilchasik Rabban and the Sharu, it's okay. Says Gemara, I understand the lashon over here. If you say that the machlokes is in a white stomach, a white bellied. What do we call them? A swallow. That's why it says the lashon the brayso. This is the machlokes in the white, because that's the machlokes. But if they argue in the yellow one, my zui snunis levana. Why does it say zui snunis levana? They argue. Oh, la puki debati du kwanti. The house snunis, the house swallow, which is a black-bellied a swallow, that one would be awesome. But the white one, there's no machlokes, in fact. So here's a super interesting halacha. Nobody would ever guess this without this Gemara. The Torah says for a carbon, what do you bring for a carbon? For a bird. There's only two types of birds that you bring for a bird carbon. Toirim ubnei yoina. So the way to remember it is bnei yoina, the sons of a yoina, meaning the babies. The baby pigeons and the adult toirim, which are very similar birds. They look similar. One is a dove and one is a pigeon. So if I told you, could you bring a tussle? You'd say no, only a yoina and a toir. But the fact is, a tussle is a type of pigeon. Is it a pigeon or is it a dove? So says the Gemara, tussle, it's a type of a yoina. So therefore, you cannot bring him as an adult. What do you bring a yoina? B'nei yoina. It has to be a baby. But you could bring it when they're small, even though it's called a tussle. The tzifi, these are a type of dove. So they have to be adults. And the asr when they are small. It says that all the birds are pasul. What does that mean? All birds poison menichatas. Say that I have over here. Boshteito says that in order for a person to become tar, after he goes to the Levai, he touches that person, he needs to be sprinkled by the ashes of the paraduma, which are mixed in special water from a ma'ayan, from a spring, and you put the ashes in the water, and then you take the azov, which you saw, and you sprinkle them. Now, if you do a malacha with the water, you make it possible. If a bird drinks from the water and he spits some of it out into it, it's like he did a malacha with it. It's like he used it. He used it for his drinking purpose, and he spit it back again. Typically speaking, a bird, when he drinks, the way they drink is they gulp a bunch, like a dog. Like he licks it in, half of it comes down. You ever see it drips out of his mouth? And pigeon is different. Pigeon puts his mouth on. It's like a suction. It's like a straw. It all goes in. nothing spills out. Memela, when a pigeon drinks from the mechatos, he doesn't ruin it, but every other bird ruins it. But if it's true that a tussle is like a pigeon, so how come he's not mentioned here at all? It says a pigeon is different because it sucks the water in. And if in fact a tussle is a type of a pigeon, listen, tussle. It's a very good question. The answer is almost better than the question, I think. I think the Gemara wanted to get to the answer, is what I'm trying to say. The Gemara says, you should know that a pigeon, he's able to suck the water in and not spit it out at all. Whereas a tussle has the same attributes as the yaino, which means he's like a vacuum cleaner. He sucks it in, but once in a while he spits it back out. We have a video of a chicken doing that. I don't know why he did a chicken. I think it's a mistake. Oh, maybe it means a regular bird does that. Okay. Yeah, but I wanted to see a pigeon, a type of a pigeon, not a rooster, sucking it in. Okay, fine. Should we show the shidduch thing? The shidduch thing is a little crazy. You did?
But a lot of complaints came in.
For real?
Yeah.
How many? Who told you complaints came in? So I won't show it. From who? Who said that?
Friend.
Uh-huh.
Someone.
What is it? What happened yesterday?
No, I did.
Which one was it?
The old lady something.
Ah, the ladies. Oh, yeah, got it. Okay. Fine. We won't show them. We'll show it afterwards. We have to have like a special channel for the risque stuff. No, it was two pigeons going on a date, and the man pigeon was not really a pigeon because you could tell from the way he drinks, it spits up. He spits out his water. So she says, "Show it." Why show it? Mark says I should show it.
Nice.
But people are complaining. They're saying that we're magzim. Okay, we'll show it. We'll show it. Rav Isai, for real. Now it's your chance to write in. I won't make fun of you. Write in if you think it's too much.
Listen, I have a very stark say. You know the bracha, Hanosin L'Sechvi Bina, Lavrin Ben Yom Ben Lila? Like right now, I can tell you, it is mamish night.
He's a spitter.
Want a sip?
You are a nice bacher, but I am an Ashkenazi dove. Mentality thing. Different flocks.
The Shadchan said you are a very serious bacher. Are you down to earth or a bit in the air?
Very
Mark,
grounded.
you better not get me in trouble with this.
Excuse my cold, but you should know I have excellent yichus. I am a third-generation Tessil.
Oh, he does. He sucks it in, but it spits out.
What are you looking for in a...
So the guy said, what?
It's good video.
Yeah, Madarisha. This guy's more of a frumer. He says, we're showing risque stuff. Shidduchim. Okay. I call upon him. The yisoid is that these pigeons, a pigeon sucks it in like a straw and doesn't spit out, but the tussle does. Why are you so quiet today? What's going on? Yeah.
You can't answer.
Zak the Gemara. Omer Rav Yehuda. Hani kufshane, tzutzione. These are types of toirim. They're called kufshane, tzutzione. Ksherim legam mizbeach. They're so kosher you can bring it onto the mizbeach. It's like a toir. These are the doves of Rechava that we spoke about before. Meisvei, we have a big problem. Yeah. Oh, well, let's just finish. Just to remind me when we say Amar Rav Yehuda. Meisvei is a smack in metal. Ezoiv. When you take a branch of Ezoiv, hyssop, right? Is it hyssop? Hyssop. Shkoyach. It should be pure hyssop. Here's the question. Where's your Cafe Turkey stuff? A Belgian waffle. I have a shiloh, Bemet. We got to ask the shiloh. Ask ChatGPT. What do they call a Belgian waffle in Belgium? Do they drop the Belgium? Well, I can tell you French fries, they don't call them French fries in France, right? When this is huge in Eretz Yisrael, Cafe Turkey. All the guys have to drink Cafe Turkey. Do they drop the Turkey in Turkey? Do they call it the Turkish coffee or not? So, why am I asking this? Because we're talking here about adding a name. What does it say?
I can't pronounce his words. Good luck to you.
Gaufre de Bruxelles. Brussels waffle, light, rectangular. I don't know. The Brussels style is what most of the world thinks of as a Belgian waffle. Okay, fine. I don't know. I'll call upon him. Hold on. Sponsors in a second. Ezav Yavan or Yoin. Some pronounce it Yoin. Brussels sprouts. Oh, Brussels sprouts. There's different Shem Levaya, added name. So here's a way that you could tell if it's added or not. If in the place that it originates from, do they drop it? If they drop it, then it's not considered an added name. So, Ezav, you're not allowed to use Ezav Yavan. A Roman one, a Yavan is Greek. A Greek one, or a Yain, if you call it Yain, it's something else. But Ezav Kachali, Ezav Raimi, that's the Roman one. But the Bari, not the desert one. Anyone that has an extra name, it has to be Ezav, that's it, just one name. So, how could we use a bird when the Torah says you could use a tar or a yoina? It shouldn't have any extra name. It shouldn't be called Tarin Shel Rechava. It should be called Tar. So two answers. Anything that's name was changed before Matan Torah, and the Torah said its name as is. Yes, if you add a name to it, then it's possible. But this Torah Shel Rechava, the Torah, their name did not change at all. You're allowed to use it. Since in their place, Rechava, wherever it is, or the Tzutzani, Kufshani, they call them Tarim. That's their name, Tar. So then it's good. Then it's a Tar. It's not a Kufshani, it's a Tar. The rest of the world calls it Kufshani and Tzutzani. Right? An American eagle. In America, you don't call it American eagle. You actually do. But let's say you don't. So then it's an eagle. The rest of the world calls it an American eagle. So these birds are not called in the place. In Rechava, you don't call it a Rechava, a Tar Shel Rechava. You call it a Tar. Oh, that's exactly what the Torah says. You should bring a Tar. It doesn't have a Shem Levi. In Bnei Brak, you call it a Tar Shel Rechava. That's in Bnei Brak. But in the place itself, in Rechava, you don't call it Rechava. Therefore, you're allowed to use it.
Israeli salad. Salat katzutz. Salat Yisraeli.
Oh. So an Israeli salad is also, it's not called a Shem Levi, because in Eretz Yisrael itself, it's another raya, another type, Israeli salad. In Eretz Yisrael, they don't call it Israeli salad, they call it salat katzutz. Rather, it's Mamash Kis from Hashem, because they had a very good Israeli salad today. You had it at dinner? Come on. Dinner was I'll review them. Oh, sponsors. Turning of the Daf by Dar Global, the official non-corporate sponsor of the MDY League. Encore Healthcare as a schus for all of Klal Yisrael. Amen. These grasshoppers of Chilfi, it's like the ones that grow in the grass, sharu, you're allowed to eat them. Udevei kravi, but the ones that grow with the cabbages, asir, you're not allowed to eat them. It's not like a chumrah. It's you get malchus for meaning. I know for a fact that they're also mishum sheretz ha'oif. I told Shamshi was a witness. was walking on the thing, and all of a sudden I felt something on my tongue, like a weird thing. So I took it off, and there was a dead fly. I show you the dead fly. I showed it to Shamshi. It's a kiss from Hashem, because if you eat a fly, you're over on sheretz ha'oif. If you eat a grasshopper and it's not kosher, you're over on sheretz ha'oif. Should I show that video or not? Should I show the grasshopper video? It's just a little mud, no? What's this? Oh, that's the kid that eats grasshoppers. Chaim, אתה אוהב חגבים אתה? אני יכול לאכול. נו, יאללה, בוא. ודאי. יש לי חגבים. אני רוצה להכיל אותך אבל, בסדר? רגע, יש לו עין ארז, יש לו עין ארז. רגע. אתה תגיד עכשיו, תגיד אחריי. כן, בדיוק. בל תשקצו. ברוך אתה השם, בל תשקצו, כן? יאללה, בוא, מה, אתה אוכל את זה לבד? בוא נראה, בוא. תגיד ברכה, לא? לא, אמרתי קודם על מים. לא תודה. טוב, יאללה, נו, עכשיו. איי. איך זה? היה שווה? לא שווה? לא היה שווה. אתה רוצה, תביא לו איזה כוס, משהו. הנה, כאן, יש כוס מים.
It's gross.
זה טוב?
You guys didn't see it in his eyes the whole thing. Okay, now that you saw that.
So the Gemara makes a distinction between the grasshopper that lives in the grass and the grasshopper that lives in cabbages. That's our Nubis Medrash.
Yes, it was a great class. Sorry, I'm in a rush.
הכל בסדר, תהיו קטן. תראה אותו.
Was machen Sie hier? Juden!
תרגע שקט. אתה מכניס אותנו, ופה נמצא החגב הכשר. רבותיים, תרצה לטעום? כמה שוקרנצ'י, חגב המתוק הזה. לאן נעלמת?
Who made this one? Nachman. All right, Zok the Gemara, guessing. Omer Avinu Matkin Elai, we said, V'omer Rav Yehuda, tzroda shari, a type of bird called a tzroda you're allowed to eat, barda asir. But the bird called a barda is asir. V'simanach bar minei. Barda and bar minei, like besides this, you're not allowed to eat this one. Marda, and the bird called a marda, sfeika is a suffix. Omer Avasi. Shmon is sfeika saying, there's 8 birds that you have a suffix, we don't know if you're allowed to eat them. What's their names? Chuva, Chuga, Suga, Varnuga, Tushlemi Umarda, Koichilno Bar Nafcha. Sounds like Rabbi Yochanan, no? What's Rabbi Yochanan's name?
Rabbi Yitzchak.
No. Rabbi Yochanan was the son of Nafcha. Bar? Okay, whatever. Says Gemara, Maisvikayu. Why do these 8 birds have a suffix? What's a suffix? Because we know that a kosher bird, the siman, if it has that siman that is gizzard peels, then it's kosher. Utmeyen ain't kurban niklaf. And a siman of a non-kosher bird that is his gizzard doesn't peel easily. Vahani, they're in between. Kurban niklaf bisakino, with a knife it comes off. As Gemara Abzal, that would be Shmuel, you had this duck. They couldn't peel the gizzard. So yesterday in the video, if you remember the video, the guy said when he's peeling, he says if you want it to come off easier, you put it in the refrigerator. This is the opposite. You put it in the sun, it melts it a little bit. They put it in the sun. It became softer. It peeled off easy. So you see that you're allowed to do something to peel it off. Says Gemara Hazim Kirafa Ikli Biyada. Over there, you did something, you put it in the sun, but you were able to peel it with your hand. Hacha avagav. The rafa, even though it's soft, you still need a tool. And maybe it's not kosher, maybe it's a simon of trade. The chicken of the swamp. Yeah, that's a good one. Swamp chicken. Is there such a thing? A swamp chicken is one of the 8 birds that we weren't sure. Oh, maybe it means, I saw a picture in the Sichas Chullin, maybe it meant for this, of a flamingo. Because they like swamps. They stand in one foot in water. I don't know. The swamp chicken that sounds like a lashon zachar is aser. Tarnigol tadagma sharia. So right away you have to ask the question: how is it possible that you have 2 birds from the same family? The male is aser and the female is mutter. The answer is they're not from the same family. Taisus points out right away. We do all Taisus, especially the small ones. Taisus says that there are 2 different species. One is called the Tarnigol Dagma, and one is called Tarnigol. They're not the female and male version of the same thing. They're 2 different types of species. The male is Osir, and the female is Mutter. Where do we see a similar thing, and how can you remember it? You're not allowed to marry an Amoini, but a man is allowed to marry an Amoinis, a Giyaris. Why? Favos, a very interesting story today. There's an older fellow that came to the shir in Hebrew, and I noticed he was sleeping. But he's out. He's new to the shir, he's a hotel guest. He didn't come because of us. Happened to be, he's bored. So I asked, I posed the question, and in his sleep he screams out because it's the men that didn't give the bread, and it's not the derech of a woman to give bread. Like, wow, this is the first time. Because the Rebbe always, the Gemara says, if somebody wakes you up, who says it? Even if they wake you up in the middle of the night, you know the answer. The guy was out cold. Older guy. Fine. Zog to Gemara. First time ever. I asked somebody a question in sleep and he answered. Dorash Miremar. Tarnigolta the what? The what? Tarnigolta the Agma Asiro. Chazyu the Dars of Achla. We should maybe finish over because that's where we finished with the Israelis. V'hainu Gerusa. They saw that it actually grabs the food with its hand, or whatever the pshat is in Rashi. V'hainu Gerusa, and that is the bird called a Gerusa, that later on we say that it's Osir. Okay, fine. We'll stop over here. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.